All right. Before I get into this next review slash talk about whatever thing, I just wanted to talk about what's going to be coming up in my videos after this whole Marvel review. Um, I have a new pull list. I worked very hard on trying to figure out what I'm going to be reading for the next year. Considering I'm going off to college, so it's going to be more difficult for me to get comic books. I think there's a comic book store in the town that I'm going to be living in, but we'll see where that leads. But as of right now, my pull list is Action Comics, Spider-Man, and Daredevil. Action Comics I've been following since issue 1. Spider-Man I've been following since issue... Well, I got 687, but that's the end of the Ends of the Earth arc, which I have no idea what happened in it. So I have it, but I started reading it, the first Amazing Spider-Man Annual, number 39, and then the issue 688 of Spider-Man is technically where I started. So I'm going to be starting Spider-Man from there. And I started Daredevil on issue 12, and I bought it when it first came out, and I didn't read it. I bought 12 and 13, and I ended up not reading them. I don't know why. And then I wasn't sure if I was going to have it as on my pull list. And then after seeing so many good reviews for it, I bought the last 4 or 5 issues that have been out since then. And so now I'm caught up on Daredevil. And I just finished reading issue 15, I think. Yeah, I just finished issue 15, so now I'm on 16. I have 16 and 17 left, and then I'll be caught up on Daredevil, and I'll review those. But I'll be reviewing all of them. Action Comics, we'll see. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to review them because it's going to be a little more difficult with the way my format of my videos are. But enough of that. Let's move on to Thor. Now, Thor, that was the one I was the least excited to see out of the Marvel Universe, and it turned out to be one of my favorites of the Marvel Universe. Thor I never really followed ever, and he never really was a favorite hero of mine in the Marvel Universe. I knew of him, and I knew his story, but I didn't really care for the character. So going into it, I thought, it'll be okay, but it won't be my favorite because I never really followed the character. But yeah, when I saw it, I loved it. At first, when I saw all of this beginning stuff with the whole, it felt like very Lord of the Rings like. It kind of turned me off for a second just because I don't like that kind of like epic fight into battle type stuff. But it really, really works with this movie, especially with the fact that after the first maybe 20 or 30 minutes, he gets cast away to Earth, and where everything is much more real and better told and whatnot. Not saying I don't like any of the characters from Asgard or any of the look of it. I actually really like it now that I've seen it compared to Earth and everything. It really makes much more sense. But as a person who hasn't followed a lot of Thor, I had a kind of a problem at first figuring that out. But now I like it. And it's one of those movies that it's really actually one of the more light-hearted ones. I thought it would be one of the more serious ones, and I really liked, Thor getting to Earth, still feeling like he was a god and he was powerful, and them, just tasering him and he goes down, or, giving him a shot and him passing out. And, it was really funny to see that. And I enjoyed all the characters from Asgard and from Earth, and I love to see, this kind of redemption story that he has, which is kind of a running theme throughout all of these Marvel movies, except maybe, Captain America. All these characters, before they were the hero, they kind of didn't have a likable way about them, and they kind of felt very their personality was different than when they realized what they had to do. And that's what's so cool about Captain America, which I'll get to next video, but it's kind of opposite. But Iron Man and Hulk and Thor, they all kind of have that same kind of theme where they kind of started out not being who they felt they were, who they would eventually become, and who they had the power to be after getting these powers. And Thor had these powers, but he loses them technically, and it's a big thing. But his whole redemption of coming back and really, trying to do good after he sees the human side of life from Earth, and caring about people and caring about more than just fighting and that stuff. And he's a really, really great character. And when I first saw it, I thought, I was trying to compare, who's the Batman of the Avengers, who's the Superman of this Avengers, and it's kind of hard because both Captain America and Thor have this kind of very heroic way about them, and the only two differences you have is, Cap is very morally into what he does, and he doesn't always want to fight. Thor is a good guy, but he's more ready to go in guns a-blazing. And I'll get more into that in the Avengers, but I was, with Thor, he's kind of more of the powerhouse, if you'd say. And it just caught me completely off guard. And this was actually out of I saw all of the Marvel movies in 3D, or the ones that came out in 3D, and that one was I think that one was my favorite to see in 3D. Even past the Avengers. The Avengers was good, and Captain America was good, but they were the ones that I really enjoyed. Just the story. I didn't really care. They didn't have too much that stuck out to me. When I saw this one in 3D, just Asgard and all that, it really was cool in 3D. It was really a beautiful thing to see. But yeah, I really enjoyed Thor. I'm excited for the second one. He's very likable. Chris Hemsworth, I think is his name, is the actor. He's very a likable guy. The way he plays Thor and the way his expressions are towards things and everything, you really feel for him and you really understand him after a while into the movie. And I don't know. Now Thor is awesome. I mean, I haven't read any comics of him yet. That's the thing. If you guys want to comment on, what are some great trades or graphic novels or story arcs of Thor that I should pick up that are really good? Because I don't know anything really about Thor besides the movie. I mean, and then what I know as just being a general comic book nerd. So, yeah, let me know if you want what you think is a good arc. But yeah, that's pretty much Thor for you.